The purpose of art in your life is to make you feel something. It can be a feeling of joy, sorrow, anger, and more. Art is a beautiful thing that has the power to bring people together and give them a sense of peace. Art is the way to express our emotions and feelings. It can be used to communicate ideas and thoughts. It can also be used as a tool of self expression, used as a form of therapy, or even as a means to find beauty in life. Art also captures a moment in time, historical event, social ideas and concept, and even political or social commentaries. Art is a beautiful way to express and open up yourself when in need of feeling to talk it out. Art is a solution, not a competition. Art is bonding with people, it is not for competing. Art can define limitless creation, and it is not the right to choose somewhat called the best painting or best song album, because truly all individuals think differently. When you push it out into just a certain amount of people to judge an art or a creation of someone else's, it is truly sickening to let them judge and pick one best performance or talent. I believe that all artistic form has its own meaning and spark. There are a few arguments that I would like to hand out to make you more believe that this house opposes awards and recognition in the artistic and creative field. First argument, the demotivating effect of awards. It is common for organizations such as Grammys, the Brit Awards, Oscars, and many more to offer awards to motivate individual behavior, yet few empirical studies evaluate their effectiveness in the field. This can lead bad influence to both recipients and others too. Why is that so? When an individual receives too much awards, selfishness, arrogant, and bad self-behavior can easily be formed. Feeling that themselves are perfect and not in the need of improvement, they would have vague idea of being bossy and not willing to care for others. This type of situation can obviously result in so many bad terms. Therefore, people who start liking this artist turns into having to reject his or her idol because of how bad the artist's influence can affect others. Keep in mind that as an artist, people have dedication on you, and it is best to show excellent self-behavior as for people out there define you as an idol. Whereas for people who likely didn't succeed on getting awards, they will feel lack of confidence. They will feel as though they deserve to win, but life spoke the other way around. The word award has been planted deep down in each every one of us. In terms, an award ceremony makes people feel their work is valued. It shows approval and gratitude for each person's good job. And it makes people aware that good work will be rewarded. Having to have as an object to make an individual feel self-reassert that their work is valued, it is very gruesome. Validation can come from many ways, not just an award. It can come from countless spoken words from people that adore you and admire you. Getting to not get an award can also cause demotivating side effects, believing that themselves are not capable of improving their talents and reaching a certain level like others do. Second arguments. Some awards are rigged. The problem is that most people don't understand how the process works, and to be fair, these holding the awards don't always help themselves. The main issue the award industry has is transparency. There is rarely transparency on the winning entries, or the losing entries for that matter, so nobody gets visibility on why something won. This is the primary reason that people make the assumptions that winning comes down to who knows who, or who sponsors, or who takes the most tables. Some artists may pay themselves to win awards, which resulted in having tremendous amount of fake information, especially to those who compete as well. Having to lose from a rigged winner is truly painful, and there shouldn't be an award in the first place. Not only those who compete, but viewers will also feel disappointed with that shocking result. This can affect the industry as a whole and result bankrupt or bad influence to the artist itself. Last argument. Awards are less about who's best at the game, but instead who's hacked the game best. It's not that awards for adults are entirely meaningless, but what they mean is not really whether something or someone is good or bad. Take Crash winning the Best Picture Oscar in 2006 for an example, or whatever seems to always be going on with Beyonce at Grammys. Awards are less about who's best at the game, but instead who's hacked the game best. They're often doled out based on money and influence. Who knows who even has the time and cash to sign up for the considered. Awards are seen as good PR. And indeed, having good PR is often how you get them. They're also good PR for the entity giving out the award. Most awards are calculated based on who would donate radical amount of money to the industry and who would give out big profit. Awards are really hard to pinpoint what is most important because of how untransparent it can really get. Research demonstrates that whenever people are offered a reward or something, they tend to become less interested in whatever they had to do to get the reward. That, in turn, undermines excellence when you treat people like pets by giving them the equivalent of a doggy biscuit or working or learning. This leads themselves to feel manipulated and controlled. A reward is just a flip side of punishment. They're both ways of doing things to people rather than working with people to solve problems. Competitions hold people back from doing their best work when you create that artificial scarcity. Instinctually, at least in the capitalist society we live in, this adds up. Rewards may make you feel good briefly, but you often wind up doing things you might not have otherwise in order to get them. And they aren't a fix for any serious underlying problems. Making them scarce and turning them into awards doesn't exactly bring out the best in us. The bigger the award, the greater the damage to people's love of their work. There's no denying that winning is fun, and recognition can feel good, but it's also important to keep in mind that a lot of what anyone is winning is made up, and that recognition isn't really the end of all, be all of anything. Not everything has to be divided into best and worst. A lot of time, it's fine to just be us. We live in a world that's constantly trying to sucker us and trick us, where we're always surrounded by scam, big and small. It can feel impossible to navigate. So therefore, this house opposes words and recognition in the artistic and or creative field because it can really demotivate a person's individual motivation, and it can really lack confidence for those who don't win. And awards are really sometimes rigged, and it doesn't have pure information, and it's very untransparent. And lastly, awards are less about who's best at the game, but instead who's hacked the game best. Thank you very much.